In this video, I want to show you how to evaluate data in the Mint system. Until now, we have seen how to enter data through grade sheets, for example, but not yet how to evaluate this data. In the company, normally we have a number of stakeholders from very different departments, and they are all interested in analyzing data, many of them in different ways. How can this be done in the Mint system? In order to evaluate the data, we have to go first to the reports page. And for this example, I create a new category. And let's say we call it example 1. Now in this category, we have to create a report. So in any case, to evaluate the data, you first have to create a report. But it does not matter what the status is or valid from. So even if the report is not published, you are able to evaluate the data. So first thing, we will start with the query. In this example, let's say we want to evaluate resource record items. Okay, so let's say we are interested here in our record item. And we are also interested in the resource. Let's say we want to see the ID. And in this example, we want to look for the grades. How was it graded? So, grades. That's what it is. And of course, we do not want to know about all record items. I created a little example. So let's say where the record items are in subtree of the one that I created. Let's say here, Christian, don't delete. So under this. Okay, so we run the query. So you can see this is the result, and the result is too big. So we might have more than 5,000 results. This won't be a limitation for the data evaluation. So in our data evaluation, we always have all the results that are in our set. So we don't have this limit in our evaluation in a second. So now to evaluate this data, because what you see here is not very useful. It is just the list of entries from the database, but now we want to see how can we evaluate that. And you have to click on the Jupyter button, and it tells you in order to open the Jupyter button, this report must be saved. So it only works with saved reports. Okay, so we say yes, we want to save it. Now it saves the report query to be more precise, and it opens this notebook. This is called a notebook. The first thing is now, while this animation is running, it brings now this result set, the result of this report, into our notebook, into a Python variable. And the variable is called mint_df for data frame. This variable is always available here. And if we now click Shift Enter, Shift Return, this cell is executed, and here you have exactly what you see here, right? But without the limit. So in this case, we now have all of them and not just the first 5,000. So in this variable mint_df, mint_data frame, that's a Python data frame variable in the Python language here. This now is available to run all statistical evaluations. mint_df, this variable is always available. Before we go and see examples what we can do with this, I would like to tell a little bit about these icons here. With this icon, the save, we are able to save this notebook here, right? So the next time you click on Jupyter, you will see exactly this here. This will not be updated. This here will not be updated when the data changes, but you can anytime run this again by pressing Shift Enter and then executing the cell. So we have always one cell here too, where we bring in our command, and then the out is this where the system gives us the results based on what we enter here. So with this one, we save it and have it available the next time. With this little icon, we are able to refresh the mint.df variable. So if we assume that in the meantime the result has changed in the database, maybe there was a new grade sheet filled out, then with this one we can refresh the mint.df variable and brings us the latest result. This button, this icon here, is to enter a new cell, a new input cell, right? So if we go down, say if we are here and we click here, we open another one, and with this one we delete it. So that is the basic functionality that we have in these notebooks. So if I press save, I close it and I open it, and now I have the same from the last time, right? It is stored, it is saved. If you change the query, right? If the query is changed, if the query is changed, then you have to click apply to order in order to have the changes visible in the mint.df variable as well. Let me give you an example. It is always good not to have blank spaces in here. You will see later why that is. So we would call this record item. The resource ID, we just call it ID, and the grade stays like grades. Now the query has changed. So we click on apply, we go back to the data, and you can see now the animation is running because the mint_df variable is refreshed. Okay, so if we now go in here, you can see that this has changed. This here record item has not yet changed. Why not? Because I did not press the execute query, but this already changed. So whenever you click apply, this immediately updates to the up-to-date values that we have. I hope that makes sense. In my next video, I will show you what now can be done with this mint_df variable. Thank you.